Hello, loves, and happy new moon in Libra. Popping on here to share some of the messages coming through with the Libran energy and the tarot archetypes related to Libra, being adjustment and the Empress in my deck. So, first, a little bit on the Libran energy. So, Libra, as most of you know, is a sign of balance and harmony. It's an air sign, so it's more of a mental sign. And it's ruled by Venus, and Venus is the planet of love and beauty and pleasure. And so that the Venusian energy really gives Libra that like artistic flair and that taste, that like artistic taste. So the new moon in Libra is bringing up a lot of themes about balance, harmony, stuff about relationships and partnerships. And it's really getting us to discern where we are putting our energy. So now that we're in the fall season, it's really this time of letting go. Like the leaves are falling off the trees. And if you think about it, their energy is really going inwards, right? So like all the flowers and leaves are falling off in the plant kingdom, and so their energy is drawn within. It's drawn to the roots. We're no longer in that bursting out, coming out, a season like spring. It's really the opposite. So it's like coming back in, turning back inwards, slowing down, letting go. And so this is a great time to really think about what things it's time to let go of, what things are no longer serving us with those themes, what is costing us too much energy to continue to feed and nourish right now, because it's really more of a time of conserving our energy and like I said, slowing down. And so the tarot archetypes that are related to Libran energy, first of all, the tarot adjustment card. And so we see in this depiction, her eyes are closed. She has the sword of discernment. She has the scales, which are very Libran. And she's balancing on the points of her feet there. So the sword is the sword of discernment. And the scales are really that part about balance. And her eyes closed is this part about going inwards. And so it's really to use that sword of discernment to cut away the things that no longer belong. And it is really this process of observing, so it's not a very emotional kind of an energy, like Libran is air energy, and then adjustment has the swords, and then the tarot, the swords are also in the mental realm. And so it's really about taking this step back and reviewing and discerning like what it is that I'm going to keep feeding and what is it that I can let go of in order to like really clean up my energy. What is it that is out of balance? Now, we are never going to be in perfect balance, so it's not about perfection, but it's just about like taking that perspective and really observing what it is that's out of balance energetically in our relationships. So relationship to ourselves, relationship to others, relationship to work. It could be any kind of relationship. And seeing what is nourishing us. So what do we want to keep in our energetic field, and what is no longer energetically sound in the exchange, right? So it's aiming towards a greater sense of balance energetically. Then we have the card that's ruled by Venus in the tarot, which is the Empress. I love the Empress energies. So we can see the Empress is, yeah, very, much about, like, so she's pregnant here. So there is this like aspect about gestation, cyclical nature, really having to do with the body, the earth, and Venusian energy, as we went over before, really much about beauty and love. And the Empress asks us the question, how can we more fully open ourselves up to receive? Um, and that has a direct correlation with our sense of self-worth. So if we have very high self-worth, then we are more likely to be open to receiving the things that match that, right? So it really has us look at that, and it plays in really well with the themes of like discerning what is nourishing us, because this bar that we have of our self-worth and this capacity we have to receive the things that we believe we are worthy of is a really good place to help us cut away the things that are just below the bar of self-worth, and then looking at the places where we are not deeming ourselves worthy enough, like where we're not allowing ourselves to receive enough, like we have set the bar too low for ourselves. So to really look at what our relationship is with that, like where are we feeling like we're just giving and giving and giving and we're not really receiving, like, and we can see that oftentimes in signs of the body of like burnout. Like that's why at this time of the year a lot of us will get like come down with a cold or get sick, because it's like we're exerting too much effort for what it is that we're receiving. So it's really this kind of moment of respecting that it's time to slow down, respecting that it's time for more rest, and respecting that it's time for more introspection, and for our energy to be going towards ourselves first, a lot more now at this time. As the nights are getting longer, we're going much more into the yin, much more into the feminine. And so we're going to need much more time to rest and reflect. We're also like in a Mercury retrograde right now, so that's always a really important time of review. It's not all, like everything's a disaster, but it's really just this time where we can, step back and not be as much in action, maybe, so that we can really reflect on, well, what's working and what's not working, when it comes to, a lot to do with communication and like word magic, like how we're using our words, how we're communicating things. And Mercury is also related to travel, technology, and it's also related to the Magician in the tarot, which has to do with our like creative output. So really seeing where we're being drained in that, and what is really like fueling us and firing us up and giving us energy, actually, because it's not all about like, struggle and sacrifice. Like it's an energetic exchange, and it can be a win-win, to give and receive. Like they can both be nourishing. There's this kind of like misconception of how like when we are, giving, it has to be like there's something like about it draining us. But on the contrary, we can be very nourished by giving, just as we can be very nourished by receiving, and that's a really healthy energetic exchange that that keeps us in our worth, and respects our energy, especially at this time, the new moon, we're really at our lowest energy point usually. And as the season starts to get, yeah, this slowing down energy, this like releasing energy, it's not really the time where we're like pushing forward with so many things and we have all this extra energy. So, yeah, I hope that reflection gave you, yeah, an understanding of the energies that are going on right now. I know that for me, one of the strong messages coming through has especially to do with relationships. So, yeah, for me, there's this big aspect about what relationships are really nourishing and what relationships just kind of feel like there's, this imbalance between what we're giving and what we're receiving, which is very Libran, Libran about being about relationships. And so, yeah, I find it to be a really refreshing thing because it's like, like we can finally like put, like that heavy backpack down, that we've been carrying. Like what are the things that we've felt like heavy carrying, that we felt burdened by, and it's really relieving when we just sit back and be like, okay, like, you know what, like that's not working anymore, and I can like give myself permission to put that down because I'm worth, taking care of. I'm worth respecting in my energetic needs and my creative capacities. And it's okay to slow down and it's okay to release. So, any practices that really help with, your self compassion would be really great at this time. Another really great practice, yoga nidra, for me when I'm feeling particularly like drained and burnt out, is a wonderful practice to recharge. Like taking a little nidra nap in the afternoon to help balance out the energetic needs right now is a really great idea. So yeah, I'm wishing you a beautiful new moon. I hope you take really, really good care of yourselves. And yeah, until next time we speak, sending you all my love.